You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Special guest in the building.
Kanan. We here, baby.
50 Cent.
It's good. It's good to be here. You know, I listen to y'all religiously, man, every morning.
Thank you.
On the way, I get up, I'm on the way to the gym. This is what's playing. It's the only time I listen to the radio because the rest of the day I'm on my phone.
That's a good
flattering.
thing. That's a good thing. Well, 50 had a release the other day. It's not a single release, but I guess a show release the other night. And this is the first time I ever been to a white strip club in New York that they turned black.
Yeah,
I've never been
we
to
added a little color to it.
Now, mind you, they usually don't let us in.
Okay.
I didn't even know the strip club existed.
Yeah, it's right around the corner from the office, like right there.
They probably will never let us back in there. The security came up to me 20 times. I'm like, can you please tell people stop smoking weed? Please tell them something. But how did you get that white strip club?
Well, I was looking for a non-traditional space to create the party environment, and I'm like, they had shown me like some like loungy spots, and I was like, nah, this is the better spot for us to go. And then like because of Aces closing in New York, it was providing all of these talent.
All the women dancing
available.
All the women dancing were available. And then you had BET execs in there.
Yeah, they was there because they knew that, like, even the comedy, the whole concept is to change the perception of the network. Period. The takeover. You know what I mean? So they're gonna start to do things and allow us to say things content-wise that it wasn't acceptable. But on late night, they'll let those things slide on. So we get a chance to have some fun. It'd be more the kind of comedic energy that you would see online, right? When people have the freedom to actually be, as funny as they can be, versus the censored stuff.
This is like something you've wanted to do for a while, though, because you've been doing your own comedy sketches
since Pimpin' Curly.
Yeah,
baby. I play, and I made fun of the competition within in our culture with that. Like I go, look, they are a little more advanced in it because they honed in on that and been doing that the whole time. The cast. Like I've done it at spots at points, and the interest is there because of it. And comedy is like a hidden space. And then when somebody like I think Tiffany Haddish.
What up, Tiff?
Yeah, when she like it snaps, she'll be seasoned because they didn't see her for a long time while she was that good.
Right.
And then she'll be able to do a lot. Like
she put all her hours in, that 10,000 hours. Yeah.
And you're doing it, and you're working, and you be sharp. The timing, everything be great, and she could do. She went from, was it Insecure? She did one of the joints, Insecure, and she did.
Oh no, she did the Carmichael show.
Yeah, and then she went to do she did a special on Showtime.
Special on Showtime,
Showtime.
Yeah, and then you
of course, Girls Trip.
Girls Trip.
#1 movie.
Yeah, she was also in that movie that was about the cat. What was that movie called?
Keanu.
Yeah,
Keanu.
Yeah, she was in Keanu also.
I think Fifth's trying to smash Tiff, man. You've been showing Tiff a lot of love on Gram and everything.
I think it's coming next. Look, don't listen.
Why do you have to put that out
watch
there?
Charlamagne. He'll set you up.
I know, because I heard about what he did to Kev. I heard about it. Like I heard about this.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, man. I'm like, what happened? He's like,
Don't let Charlamagne introduce you to anybody.
it will go on for 10 years. It will go on for 10 years. He's notorious. He's notorious. You will love her. You will love her, and whatever else you have going on in your life, you just have to compromise. You have to work this out.
Now, Fifth, why TV now at this stage in your career?
I think, it creating the visibility. Initially, I was looking going, it's just opening. Things are opening up so broad as far as content is concerned. That I was able to do. I got 2 shows on Crackle, so they just finishing the production now on The Oath, and it's currently filming in Puerto Rico because that it got crazy out there with the weather, and then back doing what they're doing there. And then the Stars Network, I put 3 over there.
After you thugged the white man out over there, after you thugged Stars out.
They kind of, I had to do that though because it was like, you can see the priorities. Like the networks, you see those things like for your consideration.
I don't even know what that is.
Like inside the different publications or for your consideration, like they'll put this because it's a priority for the network, and you haven't seen that, but you've seen huge success in numbers. So the network is growing at a pace that they're absolutely happy with, as far as Stars is concerned. And But if you don't have like if Maury Hardwick is not recognized as somebody who can actually be a leading man for a series, then I failed the project in my eyes, because I told him I was going to do that in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, it's that successful now, but he's going, so what happens? Like I make them put us in front of foreign press so we can, like, it's like niche Hollywood people that you sit and you talk to. Like, I'm like, I got to do this. I got to do these things. Like, I've been there before on other projects, but not specifically for Power. We got to keep going back in front of them until they actually recognize the project. It doesn't make any sense. It's already the number 2 highest rated show on all premium cable, only behind Game of Thrones, and they're spending 3 times the budget to do it. You know, all the effects and stuff. You want dragons and shit like that. You gotta pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to pay for that. And then, but we're doing that with the budget, and they know, they understand. So now everything is like, they totally allowing me to do what I want to do.
You did something, though, because I was on the plane the other day, and they had commercials for Power on Stars coming on Amazon, I think it was, or something.
It's starting to look. Now it's starting to open up where they're going, yeah, whatever you want. What happened? Let's do that.
Why wouldn't they do that anyway,
But I would think
though?
financially that would be beneficial for them, because they can see that even without all that, it was working. So imagine if they did more.
Right, because there's more content to create more. Like to have the platform. Like, look, for me, it's fun to be a part of the project in a way where it's a valuable component, like the Kanan character in the series. You know, I can do that. Like, and I played. The series got picked up. Power got picked up without Kanan existing in it. We created that afterwards. Like, I had to get Courtney to stay working, so it had, like, we developed it for 2 years before it actually went on. That's why when they give resistance, don't change the idea. If you're passionate about it, continue to work on that project, and it'll come. It'll come around full circle. Like, I read the script to Den of Thieves 5 years ago.
Wow.
5 years ago, Tucker Tooley was at Relativity, and I seen him at the Emmy party, and I was like, yo, you got the script. The Den of Thieves movie, I want to be in it. I told him, he was like, how does he know that this is in development? Like, in our development, how do you already know? It's because I was already reading those projects. Like, for recreation purposes, people might, they like to read books if there's information in specific fields and stuff like that. But it's cool for me to read something and then see it.
Right.
Like, to see what the project turned into, like what changes the director made or what happened, and then that's the only way you can actually develop your formula for how it works. You know,
is the reason, like, when Stars doesn't get behind a show like that, is that the reason we don't see you at the Emmys and the Golden Globes?
That's why I don't even appear.
Because it's weird watching, like, all these shows that everybody talks about in the culture, Atlanta, Insecure, all this stuff. We talk about Power just as much.
And you go,
Power
where is it? And you go, where is it at in the actual show? I'm not gonna make the appearance as rapper 50 Cent. When I'm executive producing the show, this is the second largest in all the premium cable. Like, you go, I'll go, no, I'll come when you're ready. I'll show up, and then, or we just keep putting hits on the board. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking, going, when I tell them turn it off, then they identify with the actual content, that they haven't produced more of it for a reason for people to stay on the actual network. If I say turn it off and people agree, yeah, I only want it because of that. Right. Then they go, turn it off. You're right. He said, well, I'm putting that. I'm here when it's coming back on. The promotions will start.
Right.
And then they shift, because I've given those properties. BMF series is there. Tomorrow, Today, there's the things that they fast tracked all of it. So everything is like, it's moving way faster.
When does BMF start?
We getting ready to get to a point where they're delivering the pilot and the season arc at the same time, so we'll be able to go in series.
Now, do we like Kanan now?
They start to treat me better.
Is he likable? Is he likable now?
Likable?
Nice,
I don't know. I still
don't
trust him.
Likable.
You don't trust him still?
I still don't trust him.
I would tell you not
this
to.
Guy, Kanan.
I would tell you not to trust him. But the way the series, you know, what's interesting because television is brought a broader, older audience interest, because like hip hop culture is youth culture. So we know, like, when you're out, it's almost the demo between the guy who just got in and the person who just casually partying. But we know who that is. But I'm talking about, like, the mother, auntie, like this really old, won't be in the actual environment with us partying, who's watching the show and is like I'm getting different responses from them. You know, it's really interesting because it's an older, definitely. Then they looking at it going, so you on television now? It's like, I know he's doing the beboppity bop thing with the rap stuff.
Beboppity bop.
This is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they was already watching Dynasty and all of this other.
Dynasty.
Yeah, like my grandmother had me watching that when I was little.
But the Power's all soap opera now. Yeah. Like that's I want to talk about Amari for a second because like Amari is like such a great actor, but then I think it's stuff like this that keeps him from like being taken serious.
What's that?
Man.
What's that? Show
You
the
know, the
picture.
brother got contacts.
Oh
with
yeah, I
the
see
look.
that. Yeah, I seen that. I seen
You
that.
know what
I
this
seen
is?
that.
And then it's like the videos of him breakdancing all crazy. I don't know
Well,
if he's
maybe
drunk
it's
or
for-
high. Like what's up with
No,
him?
you know what it is? He be doing character stuff. So he'll go and create a new version of himself, take the pictures and stuff like that, and then post it and put it out. But I don't even know what project that's for. Like, you know what I mean? Look. It's ill because the audience, like people are look and go, man, this is something weird going on here. Like, it's just, what are you doing? And he's like, he's just continuing the craft and doing a different, like, probably developed a whole different speech pattern for that guy.
But he don't know people crazy. So I look at that picture and I'm like, damn, Ghost taking Raina's death real hard.
Yeah, and
You
they're
know
looking
what I mean?
like, what did you? So he snapped. He snapped. You got contacts and blonde hair in the front.
Yeah.
Like you look.
Now, can we talk about 50 Central since that is about to start?
Yeah, 50 Central is exciting because it's more. Look, it has. We even Charlamagne did it with me.
Yep.
Yeah, we
And
saw that
it
picture.
comes on tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight at 9:30.
That was one of the
10:30.
That was one of the
tonight.
most fun experiences I've done on television.
Yeah, because it was like we do different things, sketch comedy, but then there's real like prank type of stuff going on, and we doing. But it feels like it's natural fun. Like it didn't have to be someone else while we were doing it. It was, and he was able to do it. It was really funny. Like when people see it, they're gonna bug out off of it.
Yeah.
Because it was fun.
And it's no script.
Yeah, it was no
Oh,
fun.
there's no script.
Nah, that's why it made it fun to have. When a person has that strong of a personality too, because you'll listen like Charlamagne got to say stuff to go over people's heads a little bit. Like I'm
Sometimes.
like, oh, he slapped him and he didn't notice. You know what I'm saying? Like you heard what he said, like real slick, like pop, and he's like, hey, casually looking at you like you didn't know I slapped the shit out you just now, did you? You know? And they sit there. If they got the like what was it? I had said something to you about but beans.
Beans, yep.
Yeah, because the street thing, when he do the street element thing, he's like, I'm not that. Like, I don't know why you put that on at the moment. Like, and it was like, it was like the artist. I was like, ooh, so what you do when that happens? Like, there's nothing you can do but go to jail. Go to jail if you do something. Like, you know, when you don't do that and don't go to jail, we go, you should have not did that. Why did you do what you did?
Yeah, Beans, like so I think you a sucker. Should I leave?
Yeah.
Why you talking to us?
You know what I mean?
For?
Yeah, go ahead. Huh? But I gotta promote my record.
So why BET of all places?
Well, BT, I had sold the variety show to A&E first, and they had put $1 million into the development of it, and then they kind of got to the point where they can air what was a portion of the show because we didn't have the show done, and they was like, oh well, it's not testing for their, and I was like, okay, just give me my idea back, and I was able to leave with it, and then do the actual show. So it's not the same show that you see now, but I was able to take the things that we've done in development from that to put into this actual play. And then BT was the right place for the show. Because they were open to it and they were like, whatever you want to do, like type of thing. So I even changed the like premiering the music videos under every episode. So like after it premieres, it gets all BET jams. So you want it to premiere there, because that many eyeballs is watching, for it to go into BET jams, and then it's just giving us more influence in ways that we can actually. That is the music business portion of me saying this would be the best place for you to launch and to put it there because it'll get this
amount of spins
Right.
also on
And the first one is
jams
tonight.
too.
Uncle Murder.
It's kind of
Uncle Murder's tonight.
This is the first time you and Herb been under like the same umbrella with something too, right?
You know, they'll be gone. So they won't be there long. You
I
know,
like
I have
Tails,
full
man.
on intentions. Listen, I have full on intentions of removing that. There's some adjustments to be
You don't
made.
like Tails?
crazy.
Tails is a good show, man.
Yeah, look.
Fifth is crazy.
Cool
man.
idea, not well executed.
So you've watched it?
Yeah, of course I watch. I watch everything when someone's involved I don't like. So look, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you because I know you're gonna know if I'm fronting.
Right.
Y'all know me enough. So look, I'm looking. That's gonna go. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna go.
I thought I was petty. He's the pettiest. If he don't like it, he don't like it
If
to
it
death.
was good, if you thought it was good, would you say it? Even with the fact you don't like
Well,
her?
if there was, I thought conceptually that there's been music written that could actually be good films or montages. Like Nas as a gun would be a dope montage. So that, like, the way I could run the parallel and show you how that could have been good is because the overall idea was good.
Right.
It just wasn't done right. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I wouldn't have took the seat that he took on that project. It's from not being in a position of power that he had to kind of like make himself a director and stuff like that. Like, I'll use E. Ferreira. I'll take a new director and say, this is what you do, and we're going to do this together. And then I hope his situation, when he starts to become popular enough, everybody's using him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying to him, even with, no, go ahead, go shoot that. Like, don't get to, am I not being loyal to 50 for shooting this guy? I said, no, you're working. Go work. Then you're going to get better, and you get better, and you get better at your craft, and then when it comes around full circle, we're going to create things that we couldn't have made because you're sharper. You know, and they don't have that viewpoint, but I've done like 60 music videos with Jesse Terrero. Like, he had some issues with Soul Plane. After Soul Plane, he had another film that he did that he didn't finish, and he was having difficulty bonding them. But I worked through that so we could do Gun. It was like this one feature film that I wrote, and then we did Freelancers with me, De Niro, and Forrest Whitaker. Directed that.
People forget you had a 10-movie deal with who was that, Lionsgate?
Yeah, I did it twice. We did 20 features like that. That's why, like, I kind of paid myself to learn because I was getting paid. Like, when I was on those movies, I was the star of them shit. Like, when you look at the paper, when you look at who got paid what, you be like, oh, so you're the star. The other people was bigger actors, but I was the star of the movie because I was getting paid more.
Are you going to be in the BMF series too? Are you?
If I did, I would play something small in it because I want you to look at that and feel like you're watching the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the point where the facts are stranger than fiction in that story, like, where you don't have to add the creative stuff, you just have to really put it together well. Like, the Tupac movie, I was disappointed in it because of who Tupac is to our culture.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't redo it now. How, like, that was organically what should have been a success following Straight Outta Compton. And I feel like they just let anybody build the project instead of the people. Like, with me, they gave me the things that I needed to make Get Rich or Die try and work for that time period anyway. Like, I had Jim Sheridan from Dublin. I had Terry Winters, who went on to write The Sopranos and to Wolf on Wall Street. Like, Quincy Jones did the score. Like, it was usual suspects for hit, real quality people involved in the project. And then they did Tupac's, and it was like, who did that? Like,
Yeah, they say Pac had a budget of 40, 50 million. I'm like, where?
I thought they spent a lot of it on music licensing though, because they use the
couldn't have
actual
spent
songs.
that much. Come on, I could have
I
gave
don't
them
know.
new records for that money. What did they do?
I don't.
They had hookah in the joint. I was
They didn't
like,
have no hookah in
I
there.
had a hookah in it. And they had a Ciroc bottle. I said, Puffy did this. I was like, what? Puffy had something to do with this.
I think Pac's character's too big to do a film on.
Yeah, well, he had events that happened that people know about, but there's so much stuff that you didn't know that you could have put in between it to make it interesting to look for the youth now. Like, when you ask Yachty and them to say the Biggie verse, stuff like that, they're like, you can't see it because over that time, like, I'm near Biggie.
Yeah.
Because of the age bracket, like, I'm that guy for them. So they looking going, what is that other stuff? Like, big is that to me? You know what I mean? In that time period ahead of that. So you look and you go, when they don't understand it, you going, yo, I'm like, nah, he don't know that. They young. Like Chief Keef, when he first came, they thought Chief Keef was retarded.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, because he knows Chicago. He know what he needs, his survival kit. You know that. So he looking at you like, and if you make him for a minute think that you think he's slow, he gonna do something to you. Because they didn't know better. I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I just loved it because it was just rough around the edges for real. Like you look at it and say, look at this one. And then we just hung out from the beginning. That look, I got a chance to touch these early. I touched Chief Keef early, hung out with him. I got YG, his first song, Tootie record we worked on.
Tootie, yep. Then Lover's.
Was Saw, the top girl, the SZA. Like I did a song 4 years ago. Like you know what I mean? Like I heard the record. Now the stuff that she's doing now, like I told Ty, I was like, I told you. I knew it was there. It's just a matter of time before it snaps. Like you know, I did that record for nothing. Like I just want to do a record with her.
I hear what you're saying about the street dudes, but y'all was street dudes too.
Yeah.
And you can hold a conversation.
You know,
you had a level of intellect that these guys just don't possess.
You know, it was in the beginning, like now, like I ran into him. I did something with Gucci. We went to what was it? The big festival. Man, the one Dre brought the Tupac out on.
Oh, the Coachella.
Coachella. I go to Coachella with Gucci, and Chief Keef is there, and he called me and go, yo, he said, yo, my bad, like you know, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He's saying I was a baby. I was so young that I didn't know what was going, because he didn't show up to his own video.
Right, I remember.
We was in the desert with like buggies and all this other shit. He was like, I'm like, where you at? Me, Wiz Khalifa? No
Chief Keef.
And I'm like, wait, he don't know that at the time they wasn't gonna spend the money again to reshoot to shoot the video. And I'm like I called him ahead of time, told him get on the plane, and they was like, okay, could they send a jet? I was like, no, it's not the jet thing. You have to get on the plane. You understand? Like it's like you put out Wankster. This is your in the club record, and you're not showing up to the video. You see what I'm saying? Like and it was an ill experience. But I never held it against him because I knew he didn't understand what was going on at the time. So when he said it to me, like on his own time, I know he's in a different place. You know, because
he hasn't been that hot again though.
It's look. That impression is tough to have a second. Well, we don't have a second chance at the first impression. And his first one was a slap. Like you're gonna see a lot of people in our culture come with one joint, and then not be able to deliver the follow up pieces. Like what was the we was just talking about really good records that came out of New York for like the kid you can't hear what he's saying. We talk from Brooklyn.
Fresher?
No, the one sound like Future.
Oh, Designer.
That huge record, number one record. Then
Young M.A.
Huge record, and then we're waiting for the next piece from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then because not that they can't deliver it, it's just they got to focus. What happens is so much is going on when that hit happens. Like they've consumed by the hit, so now they're traveling, they're running around doing everything. They're already a star in perception, so you're gonna get different music out of them because, like, if they wrote the music in the early time frame, their thought process, everything would be different.
More freer.
They have everything in place already, but they're gonna be a different person. Like that's like getting a record out of Cardi B right now versus what she would write to you prior to that.
Well, I told Cardi, don't be a slave to the hit because you know she keep thinking now in her mind like I got to do
gotta
another
top
Bodak
that.
Yellow.
Yeah, she got to beat that. Yeah.
She got to feel like to top that. But you look at this. When you're actively out, look at the difference in her socially. It's changing to the point that she might not say the things that she said prior to, like, because she becomes in the household, like, they know who she is. Like, everybody knows who she is. It's like you popping. Like, the girls that are in the strip club right now want to be Cardi.
Absolutely. Hands down.
They want to be her. Like, so you look and you go, there's a lot of attractive women that are there. Obviously, that's why we would go and have, fun. But they actually look and go, you just went from being one of the people in the population to being the one they want to be like.
Well, how do you avoid that? Because I told you that last time me and you had a conversation. I'm like, you still have been 50 throughout this whole process. You say what you want, you do what you want, you move how you want.
I just try to, to be honest, I try to go like this. I end up making relationships. Like the people that I'm talking to allow me to be me on the air when we, like, not just here, but just when I'm interacting with people at different points. And then it was like when I said, I ain't gonna bullshit you because you're gonna notice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's because the time that we've been around each other, all of that time, already know what the response would be for me on different things. So I'm looking going, nah, look, I ain't even gonna front. This is what it is. This is how I feel about it.
I love advice from 50 Cent, so let's get some advice from you about other people that are having some issues.
Okay.
All right, Usher.
Uh-huh.
Now, what advice would you give? What advice would you give Usher?
Check this out.
This is a good one. This is gonna be a good one.
Listen. I would tell Usher to be active. Do not go in the house because it's uncomfortable, the things that the public is saying.
Right.
And be visible. Like, if I would be popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like
herpes. Like genital. Like outbreaks.
Just pop up. Look, the reason why I would do that is because it will remind people who he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And why? Because what happens if when we just hear stuff, if you go away, if you tuck away, it becomes real to us.
We assume it's
because
true.
We don't know. We don't know. We go and look and go, all you see is the picture and the big girl, and you go, why that? Like, why was you doing that? Like, what? Now it makes anything else that you do possible because of that. You go, I didn't think he would be doing that. And then you say, damn, so all of this shit must be in what?
And that was a guy saying
A
he
guy
got
just
herpes
came out and said he
from
gave him
Usher?
herpes. Yeah.
He said they had sex twice in Koreatown. But
He said what?
now, but we don't know that any of this is true.
Lord.
They said there was a Koreatown and they had sex. And now the guy
But
has
now,
herpes
do
allegedly.
you address the actual allegations? Like, do you come out and say,
Yeah, do you make a statement if you Usher? Do you write a song? Like, what?
I think he needs to be out. I think he needs to be out in public. Like, I don't think you run away from that when it happens.
He's been out. He's been out.
Yeah,
He hasn't hit.
at the end of the man, that's intense. They've said some things about me. They have never said that, Sean.
That's a big
I don't know if I'm prepared for this. Look, you gotta wait till I grow up. You can't put me. I can't face things like this. Like, you know what I mean? You can't give me this. This is intense.
what about Kevin Hart? What advice would you give Kevin
A
Hart
fellow
right now?
cancer, Kevin Hart.
Well, Kevin's a lover. He's a cancer. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened in this particular situation, but it feels scandalous.
They lined him up.
It feels scandalous.
They lined
You
him
know,
up.
for some reason, it feels like if even after all of this time, that we should be good enough to not have this happen over this time, right? So when that, I go, what? Why did that happen? And then Charlamagne end up in the middle of it. I go,
No, we're
No,
talking
not
about
that
Kevin Hart.
Kevin. We're talking about Kevin Hart.
I'm thinking about.
We're gonna get to that Kevin.
Not Wendy's Kevin.
Not the one Charlamagne lined up.
Oh Lord, good luck. What is this? I'm like, Jesus. It's a whole lot going on out here.
It is. There's a lot of things happening.
That's crazy. Look, when man, it depends on who the what's the name was, because he come from like Wendy's. That's a strong background to come out of. To come from over there. You know what I mean? And this is just not. You're not responsible for that. If people met each other around it, it's not really like that's like if your girl talks to a guy that you knew from, and you're like, yo, but no, she did that. Because her loyalty is within your bond between the two of y'all. It's not that I would never, like, if the guy comes around, I expect them to see what I saw, to be attracted to what I was attracted to. Like, you're going to notice that she's this attractive woman. So it's on her to not do those things or, for the relationship, to sustain the relationship. Other than that, I look and go, I mean, it wouldn't be comfortable to have some, like, so you're introduced to her, now you'd be like, so what did you say? So did you hook this shit up, or did you
Did you Charlamagne? Did you hook it up?
did you say hi?
Now, let
I'm taking a
Charlamagne,
knee
50's
on this whole
honest with us,
situation.
right? 50's been honest with us. Did you hook that situation up?
I really don't remember, to be honest with you.
It was 10 years ago. This is
10
valid.
years ago. I really
This is
don't
valid. To
recall.
not remember 10 years ago.
Amnesia.
I know the girl. That's my homegirl. She was my homegirl. I haven't talked to her in years. She was always around. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but then how much of her personal business would she be discussing with her?
Exactly.
I mean, a man friend that is not, intimacy like that. Like You think you know, Angela? You don't know.
You have no idea.
You have no idea. She's like, yeah, but that's what you think.
Now, Conor McGregor called you a bitch.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Where did that come from?
Well, I think it's the relationship between me and Floyd made him feel like, look, he came out to I Get Money, the promotional thing they had right before that. Then he got to New York and said, 50 Cent is up. I'm like, he don't know he fighting Floyd, he ain't fighting me.
Yeah.
Look, Floyd genuinely don't like him. Like, but during the process of the actual fight, like when he touching his head and stuff like that, I'm like, what's going on, John? He go, if I gotta do it in the ring. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing. He said, anything I say, they're gonna be upset with it. Anything he says, everything that the antics that what McGregor was using, any of them, if Floyd said something about his kid or about, because he said something to Yaya and different things while they were on the promotional tour, if he did that, it would have been scandalous. They hate Floyd. Like, a lot of times, I don't believe people like Floyd. I believe they watch to not miss the opportunity to see
They want him
a
to
possible
lose.
loss.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
That's a fact.
You know, and I think he likes it to fight because he's fighting the country when he goes to fight.
He is.
Like, you know, McGregor, you saw how much people rallied around that? It was like
Yeah.
fighting the whole country instead of an opponent.
Do you say anything to Floyd about things that he says about like Donald Trump and
You know what I do? I go, don't say those things. Don't say nothing, Jim. Why you talk to them about that? Don't say nothing. You don't have to. Why you vocal? Because
do you think he really believes that? Like just just him just supporting Trump the way that he has been and
He
You
said
know, he
that-
look-
he said
he
he
look-
should be the only person complaining about Trump because he got to pay $30 million in taxes and stuff like
the
that.
tax. But you know what it is? When he's saying this stuff, he's looking at it not at what Trump stands for or the things that when you read between the lines in his actions and the things that he said, it says that you're not supposed to be supportive of what he's saying and doing. It's dividing us. When you look at Floyd's looking at it like, no, he the president. 5, still the president. It's the reason why Kanye would go make the visit to Trump after the presidency. When you go see these people that stop by just to go, because he is our president now. At that point, they're accepting that he has the role, and then we got to actually hope that he can figure out how to do something. He doesn't want to. I think it's an accident.
Yeah, of course.
I think he was supposed to make a better deal for Apprentice and the other things that he was doing, like Rock the Vote. Like Puff would get next to the campaign, but not actually running the campaign, but he's that visible within our culture because it's the biggest thing going on. I think that's what he was doing, and then
it was marketing for other ventures
Right.
that he had.
And then he
didn't
he
Yeah,
got
he
in.
does. He
That's
knows
like
he's
even
won.
when he met Kanye, you met him in the lobby of the Trump, which is a photo op that markets the property.
Yeah, I saw you say on The View that if you was in that position, you'd probably be doing some of the same stuff.
Yeah,
By
but
accident.
because of how would you be prepared? You had no idea that
Yeah.
he was going to actually do that. I mean, but even if you just listen to knowledgeable people around you, would do better than he's doing. He doesn't want to do it. You know, like
Did you ever have any interactions with Trump?
but
yeah.
they tried to get me to come out while he was running. They offered $500,000 for me to show up.
At one of his events?
What's the name went? Don King went. I wouldn't do it.
Whoa.
That was bad money.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Because I remember back in the day on G Unit Radio, Donald Trump would come up there
Yeah.
and do interviews and everything.
You think he's a racist guy? Did you?
I think so. I think when you got, Nazi supremacist people out there, and you're saying, well, they're all good.
They're good
both
people.
good people. That it's just a racial statement. Just saying that is
Right.
racial. You know what I'm saying? Like to not identify with the views being wrong is saying that it's already there. Though a lot of times that stuff is from their upbringing. It's not from today's the period. It's a shame that it's like that.
It's ingrained in him. Now, can you clear something up? Envy made an announcement up here that
I didn't make an announcement up here.
that you and Effin had split ways.
Yeah.
What's going on with Effin Vodka?
Well,
I didn't make an announcement. It slipped.
it slipped.
It was on all the blogs.
It slipped.
Envy reveals that
We still connected to Evan on it's on a smaller scale, so we're still working on it. It's not doing the same aggressive marketing I was doing at the time period because I had the clean slate. Like we just wrapped, we back shooting power now. Like we just wrapped 50 Central, because it's 24 episodes of 50 Central that's gonna air, and then when you filming that, and I did Escape Plan 3 with Stallone and them. So between the different movies and the projects, it wasn't as much time for me to be out and in the nightlife like we did last time.
Right.
And then we will start. There's some new things that's coming in the spirits category that they'll start to.
Okay, so you did another deal.
Yeah.
At the same place.
All
right, there we go.
They fixed it.
Yeah.
Will you be making fun of all this pop culture stuff on 50 Central?
We absolutely have to use this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so, and then but we can actually respond to it fast enough to get it up and on the air where people go, that was about this. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool because we actually, everybody, I've been running into so many people that are supportive of the idea and the project that Gyllenhaal's sister, Maddie Gyllenhaal, I ran into her, she said she want to do something. Jamie King, when I was working on the Escape Plan, she going to do something. Anthony Anderson, I did something with Cedric, the entertainer. He has really cool stuff. Like it's piling up in a way where it's like really cool stuff going to keep coming out on the show.
Does BET get in the way? Like, look, man, we can't have you offend too many people because we still got to do BET Awards and Hip Hop Awards and all that.
They're not telling me that. Look, they made Steve and his layers of people that they talk to before you get there, but they're not saying, "Oh, don't say this about this talent or about that." Chappelle, I had hung out with Chappelle. They did something that they got to straighten out over there at Viacom because I wouldn't ask him to do a favor or be on the show when they did something to him that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So. Like, because of that, like, I just ran into him again. Like, I went to see him in Radio City Music Hall, but I ran into him in Vegas. We hung out one fight weekend.
Is there anything exciting you musically right now? Any projects that came out this year? We saw you comment on the Jay-Z's 444.
That one, look, I like that record. Like, when I listen to it, but it just feels like it was over the audience. Like, that it was over, like, I don't see the kids liking the music.
You think it wasn't fun?
Yeah, so it's just like, it's
catchy.
Smart record. Like, you listen to it and you go, okay, you can hear the maturity in it, you can hear different things in the choices that are there. And it's good for me. So I'm listening to it, but it doesn't necessarily tap the core of what's happening in our culture musically at the time. So I'm thinking we got to stay current at the same time.
It's like aspirational hip hop, things that people who are
I think
aspiring.
it's up here. It's over their head. Like, they're going, what is...
Yeah, but I don't think I can hear Jay in a club, though. Like, JD doesn't go out, so he can't... For me, he doesn't represent
But this is a new space for hip hop, though. Like, you've never had the older guys that are still relevant.
Still in it, yeah.
Yeah,
this is new, and it's because our growth in a short period of time is a lot, like, huge. Look how big hip hop is now. You know what I mean? It's, and everything, when you, the only thing we make in America is people. The world follows America as far as that's concerned. You know what I mean? Like, we got, even the microphone we're talking about, the parts come from China. And then in Taiwan and other stuff, they sent it to us on a slow.
The only thing we make in America is people.
Yeah.
That's real.
When they follow, and lifestyle, they follow the people. Because sports, look at our athletes are worldwide. They're known. Music, when you work here in America, you become an international recording artist and star everywhere. But in those territories, they have stars that don't make it to America.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have a guy in China that's huge, like girls in China, the biggest artists. They're making so much money in China they don't have to leave, and all they want to do is break into American music and be a star everywhere. You know, so it's interesting how it works, but we definitely have that where they follow us on that note.
So what would you tell somebody like Eminem? Like, if Eminem was coming out with some music, which I'm sure he is, what would you tell somebody?
He's working.
You know what I want him to do? I just want him to come out.
Right.
Because M is like, he's from that period where not being available sustains your energy. And I don't think that that's necessarily how you have to sustain it now, because as long as you stay current with things that are in front of you to sustain your relevance, that you can just be there. And people see you, the visibility will make you matter, versus when you go away now, you got to re-excite me. Completely. Why should I be excited about this? Well, I haven't seen him in Lord knows how long. Like, the kids in process, because new generations coming into the music, and if they haven't seen you, they're going, why? Wait, so No, I don't know what that is. You know
Or
what I
you think
mean?
he purposely doesn't go out, or he just doesn't want to go out?
Well, because that was the way to behave in the past.
Like a Michael Jackson.
That's
like,
what
Yeah.
you don't see
superstars
him
did,
anywhere.
right?
Yeah, and it's because the vulnerability, the success itself was creating vulnerability. The lawyers will sue you, find the person to sue you.
Mm-hmm.
They saw the tape, they go find the person and say, yeah, let's sue him. We'll do it in contingency of what we can get from him because his pockets are deep. So you become the bullseye, and it's like a consistent, all of the nonsense that come around. Like, what is the security for when there's no threat level? It's really crowd control. It's to prevent people from getting close to you to create a scenario for themselves.
That's why every now and then you would punch somebody or get somebody
To
hit
let
up?
them know, if you go ahead, then I don't fully understand. You know what I'm saying? So because I start feeling like I'm the sucker, the vulnerable person in the situation. Until you go, I don't understand, and then you go, it can go further than you want it to go. Then maybe they just decide not to do it no more. You know, that's the only other way. It's the only other option is to stay closer to the environment, the things that people look. I haven't argued. I haven't had to be competitive because other things were there for them to be upset against and upset at in our culture. Like when the momentum, look at the competitive nature and hip hop. It'll put artists in battle situations, regardless if that's their quote unquote how you perceive them as a battle rapper.
Right.
They'll still be competing on some levels within our culture, and it had nothing to do with me. Like that's just these artists are arguing, and you're going, where did it come from? It's just the competitive nature. Or I think you should write more. You didn't write enough. Or this one you shouldn't. Nah, that ain't that. But it's their opinions on other people's process. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I didn't agree with those things because the writing part, it would delete the people that were most important in the culture in the past. Because Dre didn't write that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then
I'm
Puff.
talking about Drake right now.
Yeah, like
Okay,
Puffy
yeah.
wouldn't exist because he didn't write that. You know, like the music was saying, "Don't worry if I write rhymes."
But they were very open about it too.
right.
They never even pretended that they wrote that.
Kanye don't write like that.
Yeah, if you look, if Rihanna didn't write it, I don't care. I
Right.
want the record. I want the song. It makes me
But some
feel
people
good.
feel hip hop is different than other genres of music.
Well, yeah, you're right. Because hip hop, you was supposed to be the song. What you said, you supposed to
be
be
your
that.
life.
Imagine if you didn't write your music.
It would have been a whole different thing. I needed to.
Right.
I had to do that.
But there was people who tried to question you too, like, oh, he didn't get shot 9 times, he got shot 6. Like,
Oh, okay, so try 3, see how.
Now, what about you musically? What are you doing musically?
I work on new stuff. What I did was I had wrote what I felt like was the right content for the record, and I said the same way I said like with Jay stuff. It's so much diverse sounding music that's out there. I want my music to play in the nightclub next to trap music. I want my music to play some cuts on the album to play like you feel like traditional 50 Cent, but this is hot.
Right.
Like just new music that really you feel good about what it is. And then to balance it is the look, even the what's the name record, I'm sorry, I don't want to get off, of course, but when you deliver the Fetty Wap record to me, like I just seen them. It was just a lust together. Like that record was far from the other Fetty Wap records that I heard. And I was like, that's dope. Because it felt like almost fist pumping music to the point that I've been in situations like where you're in Vegas and it's 18,000 people in the party, and that song is gonna be playing.
Right. But that's why I did it.
It plays in the set.
Right.
It belongs there. You know what I'm saying? Musically, it'll come on right after something else comes on, and it's like Danger Mouse and David Guetta and all of them will be playing that record. You see what I'm saying? And then you going from that, you going how do you make that song or do you write that record? I can get away with things that I couldn't get away with in the past because it's not, they don't feel like it's as, look, every time I made records, I kind of pushed myself away from business ventures. I would have success with the actual music project, but it was scared the shit out of corporate America. Like they would look and go, like when we came time to do the marketing campaigns for the albums, you see how Jay would sell a certain amount of songs, certain amount of his albums through the telephone deal?
Right.
There wasn't able to make those campaigns at Interscope because of the content, how aggressive the energy was around the music. So it would be like, okay, so what y'all got? They don't have anything. So all we have for the campaign is the things that I have already. The ventures that I already created and
But you're a different person now in a different space too.
Yeah, and that's a good point because I've bought more music from 50 Cent based off what I hear at the end of Power. Because it just say, I'm like, damn, that's dope. What's that?
And it'll be, look, the audience missed it when I released it because they're used to the big marketing campaign.
Right.
And then when they hear it, and they go, oh, let me hear that, let me see. And they go, oh, and then you'll see it fluctuate. You see it go up in sales. Right after they heard it following the show, Aaron, and then you go, it's still good.
Right.
The music is still good. I don't care if it, as long as I got a place. Look, I'm gonna make music because of my love for it. I don't even have to. I don't have to sing it. Not all of it. I mean, I've had success writing music for other artists too. Like, and if the idea fits good with what this guy's doing, I'm like, yo, go ahead, do that one.
So music is still number one to you, as far as passion.
It feels like magic. Because when you condition for it, it's not like a long process. Like go shorty, it's your birthday. It's not rocket science. Like it's real quick. It's like it's just what you felt when the music came on. And then when it goes across the board, like when everybody's in agreement that record is, I bet you if you ask Cardi if it feels like magic now, she said yeah. Because you're going, if you've done it several times, like recorded several records, when she's saying I made 3 mixtapes. It sounds like a lot. You know how many songs that you had to make before you could even get a deal?
Well, I think the debut album feel like work to her right now because they on her.
Yeah, like
about making
absolutely.
a certain type of record.
Yeah, now once you got it, she already, it's interesting. I want the lyrics to the next song. It's going to be interesting what is being said. Because she's transitioned from Cardi to join us in the club, just doing what she's doing, and forget the love and hip hop piece because there's still the joint that's in the club because the only money that's coming is the club visit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from that piece to even the presence, the appearance, when you see her, you go, oh look,
She glowed up.
and you because me it got old Nicki kind of stuff. Like Nicki Minaj, that was the outfit that Nicki didn't wear yet.
This guy's so crazy.
Very similar. You know what I'm saying? Stuff. I'm going, oh, whoa, what is this? Is this okay? Wait, somebody find out how Nicki feels about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, wow, okay. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Watch everything because I told you, they do not care about what you was doing prior to it working in the present moment.
Right.
So that is, it means nothing. As long as she can come with the next one, it's it. She's in.
Well, tonight, 50 Central, BET, 10:30.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you watch it again. 50 Central on BET. What episode is Charlamagne on? You on this one? Or you not on this one?
I don't know. I'm going to be watching those 24 of them. I'll be tuned in all of them.
All right.
24 episodes.
That's right. Well, we
That's a
appreciate you.
commitment.
We appreciate you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
50 Central tonight. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.